That's why they call him the BFD. It's Battlefield Doctor, Battlefield Doctor, Battlefield Doctor.
Nature. Oh, hello guys, you're here as well. And well guys, I'm here just outside and I'm standing here in front of this building. This building here guys is called, well, I hope I'm having it in the camera. I'm not seeing it right now because I'm seeing everything dark behind me now. This is called the La Maison Welsh. And just take a look, isn't it cute? Well, so just come in and let's find out what's inside. I have to take some care about my head here because I don't want to crush it here. Because the people here who built it have been smaller than I. And I'm not talking about this big because I'm not this big in length, you know. And this is still very small. And I don't want to know what was happening here inside of it in all the years. The thing is standing here around for at least many years, because the first time this thing here was mentioned somewhere was in 1835. And well, it's dark, it's outside of the city and everything, so who knows what was going on here. But now I'm outside again, and guys, here I'm somewhere else. This guys is a sheep barn from 1751, I'm thinking. And well, nowadays it is no more a sheep barn because, well, everything is getting more modern. So well, let's zoom in guys and let's see what I can see here. So, well guys, so look at this, really a lovely but also big barn. And here you can see the new residence. So guys, this is the future schnitzel. So, well, this is the house of cows. Nice, isn't it? And well, also an update about the nature. We have end of May and look at these trees. They are yet not as far as they should be. They should be much greener, but also I must say that right now in end of May we only have 20 degrees Celsius during the daytime. Usually we are having that in the nighttime and something like 35 in May, but well, not always, but quite often. Well, and look at this guys, this here is the food for the cows. So the electric fence is there because the cows will also go over to this place and there is their food growing. And so also for some people who are walking around with dogs, so here's an important reminder guys. So as you can see here, there are some warning signs placed up by the farmers over here. Because, well, some people are saying that poop is good to let something grow, but well, keep in mind this here is the dish for cows, for pigs, for horses and so on. And well, what's going to happen then? It's getting cut like here, and this is becoming the food for our food. And well, do you want to get poop on your food? Me neither. Oh, and look at this guys. These tiny little trees here will become our Christmas trees. So they only are placed there to have a relatively short life, because they will end up in the living room and, well, you know the rest. With presents and so on under the tree. But well, there are also some other trees growing, like as this one here. This one is an apple tree, or becoming one, because right now it's a little bit small, but well, sooner it will look like this, and well, sometime later it will be even bigger. And guys, as you can see here, this field of grass was already cut down, maybe, I don't know. I want to sound like an expert to say like 2 weeks ago, but I really don't know, because I have absolutely no plan about that. But well, here you can see something, and here the grass was cut down, maybe, I'm thinking like 2 days ago or so, and the grass needs to dry. And well, then they're still doing some stuff. I don't know what it is called in English. I've heard it's called in German Schwadern or something like that. And later they will just collect it when it's dry, and then it will be the food for the cow, for the pig, for the horse, and so on. And there is what I'm calling the city. Actually, it's a town. And well, as you can see, all around here we have this needle tree stuff, because we are living here at the edge of the Black Forest. We have also a wonderful view here. Well, today it's not the best view, but well, you can see something, and I hope you're enjoying it. So also seeing some nature stuff. Oh, look at this, guys. Zooming in. No, out. Ah, whatever. But well, let's enjoy some more images here from Mother Nature. Well, not everything is from Mother Nature, but or not only grown by Mother Nature only, also of course with some help from people, because as you can see here, this is food, for example. Oh well, look at this, guys. In case you have never seen something like this, this here is a bumblebee. I'm remembering once I had a girlfriend from China, and she was coming over to here to Germany, and she wasn't knowing about these bumblebees, and she was scared to death. But these are actually friendly guys. And take a look, what is this? This also a bumblebee, or is it maybe a bee? A honeybee maybe? Beautiful nature, guys, beautiful nature. And here also a blossom. I can't remember what it is called, but well, it's beautiful. And here you can see all kind of stuff. So the yellow thing is wheat. I don't remember what it is called either, but well, I'm knowing that this is not something that people are looking forward to. And look there, another insect. Scary insects. Oh, and well, guys, when I'm seeing the grass, as you can see here, for example, in this stage, can you remember about corn? So corn is on top also looking like this, and well, it's also kind of looking like, well, like as, look at this ones, these ones here. If you're looking at this, it kind of remember the people about wheat. I'm not meaning weed, I'm meaning wheat, W-E-A-T. The reason is that wheat and corn as well is actually a grass plant. Did you know that? Well, I read about that not too long time ago, so I can remember that. Oh, beautiful. Also, this is called weed, but this is also beautiful here. It's kind of sad actually, when thinking about these cows, that they will end up as dinner, schnitzel, chicken wings. Nah, not chicken wings. I mean, these aren't chicken, right? These are also cool looking animals. Hello, Mr. Cow. I'm thinking it's a mister because it's looking like that. And here, guys, a bird is looking for food. So some insects will get into his, well, I wanted to say mouth, but well, it's a bird. And here, guys, this is a place that I'm loving whenever I'm walking up here. These are some wonderful birds, and there's a little bench to take a rest. Beautiful, isn't it? So here, guys, is the bird or the birches where the bench is, where I was just sitting around. And well, I'm now closer to the forest. Spooky wooky, guys. Here are also some benches to take a rest. But of course we can also take a walk into the forest. Not too deep because I also want to get back. But I'm having a nice walk and this is also fun for me. So, well, what I wanted to tell you guys is when I was telling you about the poop in the grass, that this is actually food. I don't want to bash dog owners, because sometimes the people just don't know it better and they are just thinking, well, it's nature and let it run. And when telling about let it run, then I can also remember something when I was sitting on that bench a few years ago. And well, the forest is also looking like there's no one inside. You can hear the birds are singing, but well, it is possible that you're thinking there is nothing, but there can be deers, there can be foxes, there can be even boars, you know. And so, well, just keep it in mind. I mean, because if you are in the forest, this is not the play garden for dogs. Always pay attention, because so, for example, what has happened back then, what I wanted to tell you here is that there was a young couple coming, and they were shouting into the forest, shouting for their dog, and the dog was not coming. And they were shouting half an hour when they were there at the benches. And I've heard that they were shouting even 1 hour longer inside the forest. And so this is just the important thing. There are also wild animals living in the forest, and also if you do not see them, it doesn't mean they aren't there. And your dog may want to hunt for them, even if it's only to play. But well, so pay a little attention. So this is not just a bashing against dog owners. I mean, it's just only to take more attention. Oh, see here we have wood, because it seems like there were trees falling, not many. I'm thinking there maybe a few. It's looking like they are doing here a little way, or kind of, because it's looking like it. Guys, do you know we call this Pusteblume? It means blow flower, because if you're blowing, then the shit is flying around like this. I hope you was able to see something, because, well, I'm guessing you are knowing this plant because this is growing everywhere. That's why it is called to be a weed. But well, guys, do not smoke it. So guys, I'm out of the forest again, and just here at the two benches at the entrance of the forest. And I was just remembering something that happened maybe 2 weeks ago. I was driving to home, not to home, to work, and on a farm field I was seeing something, and I was thinking like, who lets his dog running around the field and not being anywhere close? And well, then I was wondering why this dog is so walking this weird. It was, I don't know, really weird. And well, then I figured out, oh my god, this isn't a dog, this is a boar. A wild pig. This is really insane. Well, I was also telling it to my colleagues, and I was like, oh, I have seen this morning a dog, but I figured out it wasn't a dog. But this is just a reminder, guys. You may think everything is safe, everything is silent and so peaceful and everything. There can even be wild animals that even can, well, they can bite and everything. Well, not only biting, but I mean, boars can really become dangerous. So it's not like a lion, but I mean, if you're too close to them, if they have their fresh young piggies, then well, you better run up on a tree, huh? Because that's something they cannot do. They cannot climb on a tree. But well, so guys, pay attention also in the forest, because especially when this corona thing was starting, then people went more into the nature and also more into the forests, and not only at these public ways like as the one I was just walking down, but also, well, just more deeper into it. And well, this is not always a good idea, right? But well, it's time for me to go back. But well, I will end up the video with just another scene. Oh guys, and when I told you this is all food, this is of course not only food for cows, pigs, horses and other animals. This is of course also food for insects. Here, for example, is a hotel, insect hotel. So let's see what we are seeing. What am I telling you here? Let's try to zoom in. Here are some animals. Well, hard to film. Trying it again. Where is it? Well, it's hard to find. Ah, here it is. So see, here are some weird looking, don't know, bugs or whatever. So this is a hotel for insects. And well, so this is what we are doing here around my area for keeping the animals, the wildlife alive. And here are more from these thingies. They are here. Look at this, guys. That's the cool thing if you're having a camcorder, because you can zoom this much, and this is just an optical zoom, so not just digital. So this guy's insect total. So it's also a place for wild bees, because wild bees are very important, and these have not really much to do about the bees that are creating all the honey for us guys. Can you enjoy this? This is the nice sound of nature. Amazing, guys. And here at some flowers, I'm stopping the video. Oh, here you can see a bee. At this Pfingstrose, we call it, Whitsun rose. Unfortunately it's not yet opened because, well, weather is still too cold compared to the previous years. But well guys, nature is also amazing. So enjoy nature. See you in my next video. Bye bye.